Hey, everybody, welcome back to Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. Um, we had a scare because Paul was supposed to be at the doctor, but he's not. So, what happened?
They fucked up. The left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing.
Oh,
Doc,
man.
my nurse put me on an increased dose, which started last week. And the week before, my doctor decided to put me on a tablet, which wasn't agreeing with me the first time they put me on it.
Yeah.
So my nurse turned around and says, stop taking that tablet. Stay on the increased dose I put you on. And in January, I have to go for tests all over again.
Hmm.
Blood tests. Cushion time. Needles don't scare me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to prepare myself since you weren't going to be here. And
Trying to prepare yourself. You were begging for a co-host.
I did.
I
I
know, I
did. I
see
said
it.
Paul was not going to be here and I need a co host, but I changed that. But if you want to join us on panel to talk about the escape from New York that we're going to be talking about this morning, please come on up and join us on panel. The link is pinned at the top. Just click it, follow the instructions, and you'll be in the green room and we'll bring you up. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about this New York City election and what's really going on. And are people going to stay there and put up with it, or are they going to run? Now, I will tell you, if you're in New York and you're running away, please, please, please do not come to Oklahoma. Okay, because we don't need your crap here, and you're not going to like it because it's a red state, you know. And but I we're going to talk about this because what you think you know and what I have researched and found out could be two totally different things. But here nor there. But before we do that, let's see who's in the chat. We got 10 people in the chat. Hopefully, some more people come in. We did have our friends and family over there in the Philippines, India, Australia come in. We thank them for coming in. We got shared out by Merns Pacquiao, and I appreciate that. There is Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Welcome in. There's Wendy over at Hardneck Farm. She goes live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I did see her over at Minty Cactus this morning. We were over there having a good time. Roadkill Ron. There he is. Glad you're here, brother. Let's see. People saying good morning, good mornings. There's Paul. Yeah, there you go. There's Karen Gradiosi. I'm going to get that right one of these days.
Guardiosi.
Gradiosi?
Guardiosi.
Gaudiosi.
Yes.
There's Miss Arlene. Welcome in. I got some back verb on you.
I don't know why, because I've only got this bloody link open.
It's something. Oh, it's gone now.
I swear you say that just to piss me off.
Hey, Duncan Family Farm, welcome in. And hey, there's Debbie Droch. Welcome in, Debbie. Glad you're here. We're up to 16 people in the chat. There's Shirley De La Cruz. Good to see you.
I'd love to go on one of them.
There's Butt Nugget. Homestead's in here.
Oh, fuck it.
Shh, Paul. Paul.
What?
Hello, Shirley.
Hey, Brad.
Oh my gosh. One of these days we're going to get a black screen. Yep. 16 people in the chat, 23 thumbs up. I know that
you said this was adult content.
it's getting into the evening hours overseas.
Well, it's early afternoon now.
It's in the afternoon where you're at, but over in Asia and India, it's getting nighttime. Yeah, Paul is very
I'm colorful.
You're very colorful.
Running around the shop.
Yeah, I hope everybody's got their coffee. Got my Sergeant's Talk TV cup here. That's good stuff. You didn't drink coffee this morning, Paul? There you go. I see the. Are you one of those people that don't wash their coffee cup?
How do you know that gets washed every day?
Well, I'm just saying. I know for a fact that when I was working, my cup at the office, I never ever washed it.
My ex-wife worked as a scrubber. She called herself a domestic. I call her a scrubber. But,
a domestic engineer?
Yes. She worked for a hospital and she used to go where the porter's cabin is. She used to go in there and clean all their cups. One of them turned around and says, "Don't you ever clean my cup again." It's taken me 14 years to get my cup like that.
Yeah. That's how you get it right.
Yeah, well, I've got news for you. They get bleached on Friday.
Yeah. Hey, want to welcome in our friends, the gentleman with the perfect goatee over at Coffee Walks and whatever. Good to see you, brother and sister. There's Donna.
Thomas came in.
Something happened there. What did I just do? I clicked when it jumped. Where did she go? There she is. There's Donna over at Road Trips Life and Redox. Good to see you.
Coffee Walks and whatever.
Yep, I said that.
It doesn't soak into the cup because they're all being bloody hardened in the kiln.
I guess if you're drinking out of a plastic cup or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. But guys, I don't know what New Yorkers were thinking. Now, I get it. If you live in New York and you see the price for rent on an apartment in New York is astronomical. So there's people who have money. There's people who have no money. And there's people who are struggling to be that type of person who has money. Okay? And I remember when I lived in Washington, D.C., I was stationed at the Hoffman building that's off from the Pentagon. And I was help as a branch manager there, doing assignments for the NCO non-commissioned officer corps for my branch, which was the NP branch. And I lived in a studio apartment. And this was back in the mid 80s. And for a studio apartment, which means I had one of those beds that lifted up. I can't remember the name of it. And
A Murphy bed.
Murphy bed. You had to lift it up and it was attached to the wall. And my kitchen was there. I just walked across the room. There's my kitchen. Then over on the left side was a curtain rod that went around like a L shape. And inside there is my toilet and my shower, right? And I used the sink if I had to shave and when I shaved and stuff like that. So that's all I had. And it wasn't even 300 square feet, my studio apartment. And my rent back in the mid 80s was over $1,200 a month. Okay.
That's more than I paid in a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah. That's what I paid for rent. In New York, that thing right there would be going for $2,000. Now, the people who
don't even want to think about California.
They're living in government housing. They're living in, what do they call that? Rent stabilization or something like that. Families own apartments, so their kids live in there, and stuff like that. Kind of like Monica on Friends. She was renting it directly from her grandmother, who actually owned the apartment, and she was subletting it from her. That's people try to find every way to get around. So these people are hearing the word free and their ears pop up. Okay. Free this, free that, free whatever. They're going, holy crap, this guy's going to give us stuff for free.
When are they going to learn?
That's my point. When are people going to learn there's nothing free? Somebody's got to pay for it. But like goats and like sheep, they just follow. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what they do. Gimme, 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 gimme. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about there's some people that they're not ever going to leave New York. And then there's certain people that it's time to get the heck out of New York and go somewhere else. And we're going to talk about that today. So I'm glad you guys are here.
The problem you've got at the minute?
What's that?
You've got the communists trying to take over from the West and the East.
Right.
They're trying to take New York and they're trying to take California. Well, they've already taken that one. Once they get the two bloody old ports, one each side, all they've got to do is bring everybody in.
Yeah.
It's an invasion.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of governors they're passing laws in state. Arkansas just did that, where a foreigner cannot, if you're not a U.S. citizen, cannot buy land. And they've taken back land that Chinese companies have purchased in Arkansas. They have used their power of the pen and their House and their Senate, and pass laws where they can actually take your land back. Okay. And you can't own it. All right.
That's wrong.
Could you imagine on the West Coast from Washington State down through California, if they pass laws and kick these people out off the land, how much land would be open and that the government would own at that time? Arkansas is going to put it up for sale. And you have to be a U.S. citizen to purchase that land. So here nor there, but we are going to talk about what's his name?
Did you see what Donna posted?
Mandami. Okay.
There you go.
We're going to be talking to him. He takes office in January. I read a
If he's not swearing in because he doesn't recognize the Constitution, he shouldn't be swearing into any office.
Yeah. I read the comment that mayor-elect refusing to swear in since he didn't recognize the Constitution. Question is, has anyone else read about that? Yes, I did. He is going to actually swear in, putting his hand on the Quran rather than the Bible, and that's his choice. That's his choice. Freedom of religion. Freedom of religion. It's just a tradition that we swear in that way.
Bollocks.
Now,
Bollocks. America, like UK, is a British state. I'll rephrase that. It's not British. It's not British. You beat us once, just once. So fuck you. But, but you are a Christian state.
Yeah.
Now, if people want to come in, they are supposed to take over the way of the land, not bring their own shit in.
I
escaped that and left it behind.
I agree. But I firmly agree with freedom of religion. You can have any religion you want to. There are some really traditional religions, and there's some wackadoodle religions that I'm going, what? But here nor there. But what I do agree upon is that any person holding public office, okay, holding public office. Now, if you're the president, you have to be born in the United States.
Yeah.
Now, you can be born in another country. Like one of my kids was born in Germany. However, as soon as he was born, we already had the paperwork filled out. This person from the State Department, from the consulate, came to the hospital, and we finished up the paperwork and all that stuff. And he was an American citizen, and he has a U.S. birth certificate from the U.S. State Department that says birth certificate of live birth abroad. And it's a big old piece of paper, meaning he might as well have been born in the United States.
My brother got lucky
to hold office. But to be a council person like Mondami was, to be a mayor, okay, to be in the Senate, all that, you don't have to be born in the United States. Okay.
Which is wrong.
I agree. Now, I think that the House and the Senate, you should be born in the United States. Bottom line, they need to pass something like that and get rid of because these people are making it hell up in Washington. Okay.
You know what's going to happen next?
At the federal level, you should be born in the United States.
You know what's going to happen next? In New York, if he swears in on the Quran instead of the Bible, he's going to bring in Sharia law.
Yeah. I mean, there's cities in the United States. You go up to the Detroit area, cities outside Detroit. I mean, they're frantic. If you're a Christian, I watched it, and the mayor in this one Michigan town told this pastor, asked him right there in the town hall, then move out of our city. I will put on a parade once all the Christians are out of here. Okay. So, yeah, and they want to bring in their own law in their city. They want to bring in Sharia law, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think, you could be of a certain religion and you go to court and say, no, my religion says I can do it. Well, no, you have to abide by our laws when you go to a court. Now, they may have in their city a magistrate that's Muslim and they go by Sharia law within their thing, and their police would do the same thing, but not outside their city limits. Okay. Because they have a problem with that down in Texas right now. And there's YouTube videos on that. And don't trust everything you see on YouTube. You can trust me. Okay. But don't trust anything else on YouTube because it's just clickbait and they want to get you in there. Hey, Bud Files, how you doing? I seen Jolly Huggers was in here. Okie Growers here.
Hey, Alfonso.
He was born in Hawaii or something like that. Yeah, he just needs to go away. Obama just needs to go away like all the other presidents. Just go back over there and do a book or do whatever the hell you're doing.
He needs to go.
Alfonso, I'm doing good, brother.
Obama needs to go where the bloody well really are strict about religion.
I seen a whole bunch of writing from Jamie, so this has got to be good. Freedom in America also means freedom to choose as you will, as long as you don't force your views upon others. Religious wars will come. It's written in the Bible. There's Terry.
I'm alive.
There's that beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's subduing the pain look to be on there.
Yeah.
She goes to the doctor on Wednesday.
I do.
And she gets her pump taken off, and she gets her bandage taken off, and she doesn't have to take a sponge bath.
Oh, that's going to hurt you.
I knew it was going to go.
That's been the best part of your treating her, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'm being I got to be very detailed on the sponge bath. Hit those critical areas. So there's James Hall, y'all. Shade Tree Cook is in here.
Terry was saying you found spots you've never found before.
Hey, there's Ed. Whistle Stop. I was over at his live yesterday. He had a crowd in there. Good to see you, Ed.
Hey, Hunt and Holler.
Obama is proof of a rigged. Yeah.
Yes, he is. He should have his wealth stripped and put back in the budget.
Yeah. Well, the pump is really a suction thing because she has a bandage over her incision and it pumps anything, that would puts negative pressure on the scar area. Yeah, to hold it in place so it'll heal nice and tight. But she'll have all that removed, and she's happy. Hey, Hunt and Holler, how you doing? Well, let me tell you something. She looked pretty nice right here, right now, but I seen her at her worst, and I still love her.
You saw her at her worst because you made sure she was at her worst.
No, I didn't make sure. This was a necessary thing. And Yeah, she was right after surgery. She was hurting. Had Obama took tax money to actually be the president. Yeah, and they should stop that. There should be no funding. You raise your own money or whatever. And these elections are getting out of hand. The cost of an election, oh my gosh, it is insane. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it wouldn't swell up. Yep. You were afraid of Obama when you worked at the Catholic Charities in Las Cruces. I had Obama as a Muslim. Yeah, I mean, deep inside, he is. I mean, I guess he was just faking the funk for the longest time. It's all a cash grab for politics. Yeah. Oh, and did you hear the vote 60-40 to reopen up the government? So, yep, it's going to be reopened. They're going to relook at it on the 21st of November. There's Paul again. On the 21st of November, but they did make stipulations so federal employees will get paid even if there is another shutdown. So they've made concessions for that and a few other things. I haven't done a deep dive on it, but I will because that's what we're going to talk about on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Sunday, yeah, elections are a sham. They need to get rid of that mail-in ballot crap. Do
Yes.
it like us baby boomers. You stand in line, you vote. Okay, show your ID card. Because here in Oklahoma, we go in, these ladies and men are sitting at a table. You have to give them your ID and your voter ID card. They open up the book to make sure that you're registered in the county. They check you off. They give you a ballot and you go and do your voting. You put it in the machine. Okay. Easy peasy, right? You'd think. But they're going to do anything and everything to win. Trust me.
Because they're dirty little cheating, backstabbing bastards.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with them, they don't want you anywhere near them.
Yeah, it's the fleecing of America. She wants to go. Donna wants to go see the Statue of Liberty, but you got to be careful when you're in New York, guys.
He doesn't want to go anymore.
I'm telling you, I would. My brain goes, hey, I don't think I'd like to have a little league bat hit me in the head and get robbed, okay, or whatever the case is. But a lot of people go there, nothing happens to them, and that's great. Yeah.
No, if I come over there, I'm either flying into Texas or Oklahoma.
Yeah, you come here, I'm telling you something. I love Oklahoma.
No, I'm coming there because you're there.
Yeah. Well, and you know, our governor, he's got his highway patrol out on the highways, and they're stopping them. I mean, they are checking these truckers at the weigh stations when you come in. If you blow by the weigh station, the cops are on you when you come into the state, and they're checking you. And if you can't read and write English, if you have an ID that says no name given, all this stuff, not only are you going to jail, they're taking your truck. And the companies that own them trucks have got to come to Oklahoma and settle up because they allowed a person to drive one of their trucks that's not within the standards of the CDL. Okay. So
my daughter got into a taxi 2 weeks ago. The taxi driver couldn't understand English. And I turned around and told her, I says, anytime that happens, you call me. You don't call no bloody taxi driver.
Yeah. Yeah, our governor has done some shady stuff, but he's done some good stuff, some stuff that just well, that makes sense. Why not stop every freaking truck that comes into Oklahoma? Okay. Why not make them pay a fine? The companies get a fine and pay for their truck to be out of the impound lot. Okay, we're making money off you. We're stopping bad truckers from being on the road. We're stopping our
Jamie,
truckers
better be careful.
from making better wages, because I'm sure they're not paying these guys top dollar to drive these trucks. So it's a give and take. Even if we
You see what Jamie says?
Arkansas State Police are catching all kinds of stuff. I watched 15 people get out of a top. Yeah.
Jamie, better be careful. She can hide one underneath each roof.
Yeah, in Colorado. Wait a minute. Colorado trucking companies have been hiring truck drivers waiving CDL requirements. See, that's where the company owner needs to go to jail.
Yes.
All right. So Mondami was born October 18th, 1991 in Kampala, Uganda. Moved to the United States with his parents at age 7. He graduated from Bronx High School of Science before receiving his bachelor's degree in African Studies. Ooh, that helps you here in the States, right? From Bowdoin College. He is a member of the Democratic Party and the Democratic Socialists of America Party. He has served as a member of the New York State Assembly in the 36th District since 2021, representing Queens neighborhood of Astoria. In October 2024, Mondami announced his candidacy for mayor of New York City in the 2025 election. He campaigned on an affordable focus platform in support of free city buses, universal public child care, city-owned grocery stores, a rent freeze on rent-stabilized units, additional affordable housing units, and a $30 minimum wage by the year 2030. He also expressed support for LGBTQ rights, comprehensive. And that's what gets me. He is Muslim. Okay. And he is saying before the election, I support the LGBTQ community as a Muslim. That's like drinking and driving. That's like oil and asphalt. They just don't go together, if you know anything about the Muslim religion. However, he also said comprehensive public safety reform. He wants to get rid of the cops and put these people out there that negotiates in situations. Okay. Instead of cops going in there, busting heads, cuffing and stuffing people and taking them to jail, he wants to bring in social workers and stuff like that to calm it down and make peace. Okay. He also wants to increase the corporate tax and those earning above $1 million annually. He won the Democratic primary in June of 2025, defeating former Governor Andrew Cuomo in an upset, and was elected mayor in November in the general election. And he is to become the city's first Muslim and Indian Ugandan mayor, because his parents are from India and they were working in Uganda when he was born. Okay. The annual operating budget. Okay. So that was his platform. Hey, free this and free that. And everybody's going, oh, yeah. I've never voted before, but I'm voting now. And he won in a landslide, guys. I mean, he beat the crap out of them. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with these people? Okay. And I know I missed some comments while I read all that. But I'm sorry about that. So, but how are you going to pay for all this? That's my first thought, Paul. How are you going to pay?
Get the Democrats back in.
How are you
Because
paying?
the Democrats will throw millions at that. Billions even.
But where are they going to
Even
get
though you
it?
haven't got it.
Yeah. So it's like California. California currently is $19 billion in the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're
Come
giving
inform you, get it right.
they're giving away money that they don't have.
California stopped
United
being
States.
California a long time ago.
United States, who's $37 trillion in the hole, is giving away stuff and they don't even have the money to pay for it, really. What's that?
James just says he said he was going to tax the rich.
Sure. Sure he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Quickest way to get the rich out of there.
I didn't know that. I didn't read that. But the annual operating budget for the city of New York for 2026. Take a wild guess. Anybody in the chat, what do you think is what they have budgeted for 2026? Real quick. Just throw it in the chat. What do you think it is?
1.6 trillion.
To operate the city of New York, what do you think it's going to, how much you think they budgeted for? Let's put it that way. Nobody wants to take a guess? Come on there, typers. Put it in there.
Jamie, I'm sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, the rich deserve some of them breaks.
Yeah.
They've got
well, Hunt and Holler lives in New York State. Okay. And yes, they do get a lot of money from the state of New York. And you're paying for it. O'Rourke says $4 billion.
I said 1.4 trillion.
Duncan family says $1 billion. You're going to be shocked. All right. The annual operating budget for 2026 is set at $115.9 billion. James, you were the closest. All right. $115.9 billion is what they have budgeted for 2026. That is
James
up.
Over.
That is up from 2025, in which they budgeted $112 billion.
And how much are they expecting to get from the federal?
And they ran out.
How much are they asking the federal for?
Above and beyond that?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen next year.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember something. They spent federal money on the migrant crisis when Biden was throwing out money to support that. What, $63 billion on migrants? That was above and beyond their $112 billion budget.
You were still further away than the other one was.
Yeah. But Mondami's main promises include a $10 billion increase to the budget in 2026. He said we need to increase by $10 billion, which brings it up to $125 billion to operate New York with the plans he has in his brain. All right. So, freezing the rent for approximately 2 million tenants in rent stabilized apartments. That's not going to affect the taxpayers. What he's saying is landowners, apartment owners, slumlords, you're going to freeze anybody paying rent for 2 million people. So what happens to the landlords? Landlords use that money to pay their taxes on their buildings or their apartments or their houses or whatever. Okay. That's how they make a living. So if you put a freeze on your, let's say Paul owns an apartment building and there's 20 apartments in this building. And he's ordered to freeze the rent.
I'd be living in the top 4.
Well, usually, a lot of times, apartment owners have an apartment in there, not all of them. And then you paying rent pays your mortgage or whatever on the building. Where's he going to get the money to pay his mortgage on a building that he bought? You see what I'm saying?
First thing I would do as soon as that happened, I would be suing him for the rent. Because he's taking it out of their pockets.
Right.
He doesn't have the right to take their money.
But in a socialized system, he does.
It's not social.
That's what he's thinking, though. That's the way he thinks.
I'm sorry, but anytime a socialist gets in power, he needs put down. And we all know what I mean by that.
Yeah, landlord, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to go bankrupt. Okay. So he's putting a freeze on that for 2 million apartments, making all city buses free for riders and increasing bus speeds by adding more bus lines. Okay. New York runs under a thing called an MTA. Okay. And guess who oversees the MTA? The state of New York, the governor. Okay. Because they get money from MTA profits. It goes to the states. Yes, the mayor's in there. The mayor's in there, but the mayor doesn't control it at the city level. Okay.
So the mayor's not just
the council does that. And then the council answers to the state. Okay. That's how that works. So trying to get free buses because the mayor says free buses, it ain't going to work. I seen a YouTube thing, a guy, he said, hey, free. He walked in there and he goes, hey, when's the free bus rides coming to the bus driver? And he says, well, according to my boss, there ain't no free bus and there will never be a free bus ride.
Yeah.
Okay. But
the government's getting paid from it.
Out of his mouth. Now the MTA, the subways, the ferries, the buses, all MTA. Okay. So it's not going to happen according to the bus drivers and the state.
So that just proved one big thing. The mayor-elect is a fucking liar.
Yeah. Okay. providing free universal health child care for all children from 6 weeks to 5 years old. Do you know what it costs in Oklahoma for one child to go to daycare per week?
About $840.
$365 a week is the bottom, the minimum.
I was talking about a good one.
$480 is the mean. That's in the middle. So you're paying above or beyond, lower or higher than that amount for childcare. Okay. But he wants to give it away for free. But somebody's got to pay for it. People aren't just going to be working and taking care of your curtain climbers and not get paid. Okay? Yeah, lying is a prerequisite to be a politician for sure.
That's why I could never be a politician.
Yeah. What's Duncan say? They are giving him enough rope. They won't allow. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay.
I'll come over and pull the trap door.
And look how many kids are in New York, and you're going to say free childcare? Raising the city's minimum wage to $30 per hour by 2030, with future increases tied to the cost of living. Okay. Yeah. And who pays for the $30 an hour? If you work at, let's say, Domino's Pizza or New York style pizza, and you're delivery guy, you're making $30 an hour. How much do you think that pizza is going to cost you? 16-inch pie in New York. What do you think that would cost you? Yeah, you couldn't afford to even order a pizza. Okay.
It's bad enough over here. It's bloody. Some of our pizzas are £35 a pizza.
Hold on. Well, good God. And then opening up a pilot program for 5 city-owned grocery stores. Let me tell you something. The government, any kind of government, plays hell on running any kind of business. Okay? Any kind of business. And he's saying if we have city-owned and run grocery stores, we can bring the food in cheaper. You tell me a government program that's in place that's cheaper than a civilian business doing the same thing. Now, besides healthcare is out of this world.
Do you know the only thing
Governments can't do that? They're not smart enough to run that. Okay.
You know the only thing I ever found that was cheaper than a civilian grocery store?
What's that?
The naffy.
Who?
The naffy. What you lot call the PRX.
Yeah.
Basic necessities were cheaper in them.
Yeah.
I'm going to wind Wendy up and let her go.
These are the remote controlled cars on Mars and moon landing hoaxes. Shipleys are brainwashed into school of blindly trust the government. Yeah. Yeah. Then he wants to construct 200,000 new units of affordable housing over the next 10 years and legalize small accessory dwelling units. Okay. He wants the government to build those and run those under the city HUD program. Okay. So they're going to contract that out, have it built, but who's going to pay for it? There was a government grocery store that is now closed because they couldn't keep it in stock. Well, if you look at Russia and the government run stores over there, and you look at the lines that are going into these grocery stores, and then you go in and see what food is not there, is insane. They run bread stores. That's all they do is bread stores. And you come in there and you get your bread. They have another store for this. So you're all over the frickin' place. Wendy used to sell at the farmer's market. I was told my lower prices were hurting the, yeah. And see, that's the other thing, the competition thing. Now, I've seen gas stations where one called an Alsup is on one side and gas is $2.39 right now. Across the street is a Shamrock and it's $2.49.
Yeah.
So which one are you going to go to? Competition says that Shamrock, if he wants business, he needs to lower his price to match that big pump station across the street.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it says. And they're all in cahoots. They got to be, or else they're not going to make any money at all. All right. Then he says creating a new Department of Community Safety to supplement the NYPD by focusing on violence prevention and mental health services while keeping Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch in her role. Do you think, what are they going to do? Have a cop and a social worker riding together and making sure that the cop's only for backup in case they kill or assault the social worker? I mean, he's spewing stuff, but he's not saying how he's going to do it. He's spewing, I got great ideas to make New York a socialist place to live, but there's no plans. Where's the detail? There's no detail in what he's saying. Hey, good morning there, Minty Cactus. Glad you're here. I didn't even know that they were trying to sell their stuff. Oh, that's at the market. Yeah. But they let you know, right? You're hurting my business. So what do you think they're going to do in New York? Right? So that's what that's his plan. He's funding these initiatives by increasing taxes on the corporations and wealthy New Yorkers earning over $1 million.
Yeah, and I can see them putting that up.
All right. So Mandami takes office on 1 January 26.
Minty's just come in and she's got to go.
Okay.
So, you haven't said hello yet.
To Minty?
Minty Cactus.
I did say hello to Minty Cactus.
Well, she's only just come in.
I know. She came in up there. I said hello to her. And I said I was in her live this morning. Paul, come on. You didn't take your medicine, brother. All right, there's Ray Castile. Good morning, Mike and Paul. Running a little late this morning. We both had checkups at the doctors, and we had to go. Yep, I'm glad you're here. Yep. So The mayor-elect, his campaign has provided an estimated cost for key promises, which collectively amounts to approximately $7 billion annually. These estimates are generally lower than those from independent experts, which are saying about 10 million billion, not million, billion. Funding and challenges. Mondami plans to fund these initiatives by raising $9 billion in new tax revenue. The combined estimate states the city income tax is approximately, this is the city income tax on someone making $100,000. This is just the city, is between $9,183 to $9,879 per year on $100,000 salary in New York City for the residents in 2025. This amount is paid in addition to federal income, Social Security, Medicare, and state taxes. Okay. A 2% income tax, okay, he wants to put a 2% income tax, city income tax, on anybody making $1 million or more. Okay. Increase the corporate tax from what it is currently is at 6% in New York City. That's the corporate tax. He wants to increase it to 11%. What do you think businesses are going to do?
Bye-bye.
Okay. Exactly. You're going to increase the corporate tax by 5%. Okay. You go to Texas, let's say you go to Oklahoma. The corporate tax in Oklahoma is 4%. It went down from 6 to 4%. We went the opposite direction. We went to 4% to encourage businesses to move to Oklahoma. There's some places like Texas that says, hey, if you move here, you don't have to pay nothing in this county. You can move here. Their thought is, we're going to make so much money off that business being in the state that we're going to waive the corporate tax on you. You think Elon Musk paid 11% to move out of California to Texas? Hell no. That's why he moved to Texas, because the corporate tax was so low. The property tax was waived. And you know how much land he owns in Texas now? To bring all his businesses into Texas? And Texas is just raking in the money. So raising the corporate tax does not bring businesses into your city. So you can count that out. It'll make them run. Get the hell out of here and not stay in New York.
If he stays in longer than 2 years, he is literally going and keeps going with what he's trying to do. He is literally going to empty New York.
Yes. That's the bottom line. Because Mondami said so. Not Steve Austin.
He just needs the Undertaker to give him a good smackdown.
Now that's big business, okay? That's a corporation. Now a general business corporation, okay, like grocery stores and stuff like that, the main income tax rate is going to be set at 8.85%. Okay.
Didn't you say you were looking forward to trying to you and Terry were looking to move to Texas?
Yes.
Well, Wendy's just put up there, property tax and taxes are higher in Texas,
Yes.
according to friends.
That
And they're
is
not-
a true statement.
They're
And
not that good to veterans.
the reason why the property tax is higher than Oklahoma is because there's no income tax in the state of Texas. So the sales tax and the property tax is higher, okay, to make up for no income tax that you're paying to the state. That's how they do it. I want to move to Texas, and I won't move to Texas until I'm 100% disabled by the VA. And then when I go to Texas, I don't have to pay any property tax because I'm 100% disabled. And that's why we haven't moved to Texas yet, is because I'm still fighting with the VA.
And she also says they are not that good to veterans. So she is.
Do what now?
They are not that good to veterans, so I heard.
No, that is the total opposite. Okay. In Texas, I live in Oklahoma. I'm a non-resident of Texas. But because I'm in the VA and I went down to Texas to Walmart to purchase a fishing license, not only did they give me a fishing license, because they said, hey, when I gave them my information, they said, I can't sell you a license. I said, what are you talking about? He says, it says restricted. I said, well, how am I restricted? He goes, are you in trouble with the law? I said, well, no, I'm not in trouble with the law. I said, I don't even live here. They said, well, I don't understand. So they had to call the manager. The manager came there and he goes, hey, when that comes up, you got to come over here and they have to give you their social security number. So I went on the keypad, punched in my social security number. He goes, oh, there it is. You get it all for free, brother. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, it says right here, you're VA authorized in the state of Texas. I said, I live in Oklahoma. He goes, it doesn't matter. If you're a disabled veteran and you're on the VA rolls, the state of Texas is locked into the VA and you get everything for free. I got $346 worth of tags, deer tags, hog tags, mountain lion, bear tags, freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing, turkey. I got all that, and they just printed out all these licenses. They go, here you go. You don't have to pay for nothing because you're on the VA rolls. If I'm 100% disabled, I don't have to pay no property tax in Texas. I don't have to pay 100%, none of my tags for my vehicles, or pay the registration for my tags in Texas. I do have to pay it here. I only pay $5 a vehicle, but I don't have to pay that down in Texas.
She goes on to say
there are 12 major benefits for disabled veterans in the state of Texas. Oklahoma doesn't have that. Okay, they have similar, but it's reduced, but it's not gone away. But Texas, out of every 50 states, have the most and the best veterans benefits out of all the states in America. So that's I have been doing the research on that, and that's why I want to move to Texas. Not because I'm going to say, oh, I'm a Texan. No, there's a reason why when you're retired. Let's see, my son is a veteran, 100% disabled, and he couldn't make it in Texas. He moved back. Oh, wow. Was he just living off his disability, or what's going on? Because you have to do your research and you have to go and hunt these places out so you can get on their rolls and stuff like that. So you don't have to pay all that stuff. So I don't know I don't know his financial situation.
He also worked.
Okay. I don't understand why. I got a lot of brothers and sisters that live in Texas. They moved there for that reason, and they're making it somehow. But hello and good morning, Lacey. Good morning, Lacey. I'm trying to click on something. It's crazy. Same here in Mississippi. Most small towns don't want change. Yeah, you're right. They're under a land grab in Oklahoma for data centers. But see, all that brings jobs too. Yep.
Joe Bait and Tackle Outdoors is here.
Yep. And we want to say thank everybody for their service. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. I hope everybody can join us for Sergeant's Talk TV tomorrow evening. But I just want to say that to all my brothers and sisters that have served. Now, the major financial corporations, these firms face a higher income tax of 9% on top of that 11% corporate tax. Okay. Small businesses qualified small business may be subject to a starting rate. That means your mom and pop stores of 6.5% on top of their income tax. Okay. For small businesses, which makes it even harder for them. Qualified manufacturers, these businesses can have a tax rate ranging from 4.42% to 8.5%, depending on their income and allocations. Okay, so he hasn't come up with a plan. The only plan he comes up with is how he's going to increase the taxes on all these businesses. Okay.
Yeah. He's going to drive all them businesses out.
He says this is how I'm going to get the $10 billion, but he hasn't figured out what happens when they all move. Okay. What happens when they move? And they say, whoa, I can't do this. Or they close their store. I can't do this. They may not move out, but they close their store because they can't afford it. Because they're just making it as it is right now. Okay. But that's what socialists do. All right. They take. And the only people they're giving the money to is those people that aren't working.
Yeah.
Okay. So why? And then you forget somebody working paycheck to paycheck don't open businesses. They don't create jobs. It's the people up here that you're taxing. Why would I want to stay there? Okay. There's no reason to stay there. Okay. There's places you can move to and you can make a profitable living. So anyway, let me see here. A major challenge in that is that most of the tax increases and some key policy implementations, like free buses, which are controlled by the MTA, require approval from the New York State legislature and the governor, a process that is not guaranteed. So the MTA is ran by the state legislature and overseen by the governor. The plan to raise the minimum wage to $30 by 2023 carries no direct cost to the city government. No, of course not. Because the people that own the businesses are going to have to pay that $30 by 2023. And how can you stay in business if you're running, I don't know. I mean, if you're a pawn store owner, yeah, okay, it's me and my wife were running the store. But
you better make sure you pay Terry.
But what happens when Uber Eats, you got to pay him $30 an hour? That's $30, boom. Let's just say $30 for that guy per hour. that you got to pay for Uber Eats and then the price of your food on top of that. Because remember, small business all the way up to corporate business is an increase in their corporate tax or their business tax on top of their already property tax, on top of their income tax. All that stuff is taken into accountability.
The only thing that idiot is going to do.
You better teach your kids how to cook.
Mother taught me. But the only thing that idiot is going to do is the first thing he's going to do is the people at the top of the big companies are going to turn around and say, sorry, everybody, we're going to have to let you go. We can't afford these new taxes.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Hey, Sean.
And of course, then if you live in the area, and here was a killer. I read this the other day when I was researching this. One of the things that Mondomini has said is that he's going to, on top of the city staff that's already there, he wants to hire an additional 200 lawyers to work on the city staff. All right. And they're there for only a couple of things. And this is what he said: to fight and defeat the Trumpisms. So everything that Trump puts out, he has lawyers that can take it to court. All right. And he wants the lawyers to be there in case businesses try to fight back and not pay the corporate tax. That's why he's going to hire 200 more lawyers for the city staff. I go, holy crap. Why would you want to even stay? Why would you want to open a business? Why would you want to open a Walmart? Why would you want to? I don't even think, is there a Walmart in New York City?
He's hiring the lawyers.
I was in New York back in 1980. 1980, I was in New York City. I'm walking around going, holy crap. Bump, 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 bump. I'm going, who wants to live here? I couldn't live there, guys. Couldn't do it.
You know why he's hiring them 200 lawyers? He's going to try and make it so the bloody old businesses cannot close.
Yeah.
He's going to make it illegal for them to close.
Yeah. You're right. The freeloaders don't get it. They don't want to get it. Hey, welcome in there, Sean. Let's trade paint. Forgot to say hello to Kevin.
J.K. Stevens.
No,
Hunter Nala. It's worse than a urinal. It's a pile of shite.
Yeah. Yeah, New York's going to go. New York is going to. Look, the reason I put The Escape from New York, if you've ever seen Snake Plissken in Escape from New York, if New York turns into what you've seen in that movie, I'm all for that. They can turn that place into a prison, put a wall up around it, and just throw them all in there. I give a rat's. You know what I mean? And that's going to destroy New York. I think Wall Street, all them traders, they need to find another place to operate in. I'm thinking, hey, move it to Dallas, Texas. Move it somewhere else other than New York City. New York City is going to end up not being the financial capital of America or the world. You know what I mean? All that history in building New York City, it's going to go down the drain, guys. It's going to go down the drain. There's no way they're going to survive this.
No.
That's just my thoughts. Okay.
There you go, Karen.
What's that?
Karen G's just put it down. No Walmart in New York City. They tried for years, but resistance and high operating costs.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, and New York, don't get New York confused with New York City. I've been to New York State, I've been to Fort Drum, I've been Syracuse, I've been all over the place. I've been in, that is some of the prettiest land I've ever seen in my life. Okay. New York State is a beautiful, beautiful state. New York City, that's where the toilet is, and that's where you flush it. Okay. So, yeah, me too. I had to go do the shopping because Terry couldn't get out. I haven't gone shopping on my own in years, and I had to park in the farthest parking spaces at the Walmart on Friday. That was insane. Okay.
Hey, Tony.
That was insane. Can't wait for Terry to get better so she can go shopping.
I got.
Yeah, I agree.
I've got some bad news for you.
What's that?
It's about 6 weeks before Terry goes shopping on her own.
Well, yeah.
At least 6 weeks.
Hey, Tony, how are you doing, brother? Tony at our cabin in the woods. They got their spot reserved for Mid-America. Glad to see you guys again. So, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, I don't think New York is going to survive this. America is not suited for
socialism.
Anything socialist. This is insane. How these people are so ignorant. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Out of the 3 candidates that ran for mayor, I wouldn't have voted for none of them. Because remember, Andrew Cuomo, remember, he had to get out of office because he's making propositions to his staff ladies. Okay. So he got ran out of town. The new governor, she's just as woke as everybody else is. Sorry, New Yorkers. It's like they don't see what real reality is. Okay. And then the guy with the red cap from, what is it, Hunting Angels or whatever the hell he is, he was never going to win on the Republican side. There's no way. It's crazy, guys. See, an upstate agrees. Yeah, do a Walmart pickup. And I'm going to tell you something. More and more people are calling in orders to Walmart. I've never seen so many Walmart workers walking around with those big things on wheels with all these baskets, and how many they're shopping for all these people. It's crazy.
It's happening over here now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got a shopping chain called Morrison's and another one called Asda. They are literally going around getting everybody shopping because they're shopping online instead of going to the store.
Wow.
And they wonder why the all checkout stuff are no longer needed.
Wow.
There you go. You'll love that one.
And throughout history, guys, there has been no socialist, Marxist, government system that's ever survived. Okay. Communism survived because they have their military on the throat of the people. Okay.
Had.
All right. It is stupidity on these woke, crazy, idiotic people that hear the word free and they just run like freaking, cows to a feed trough.
I blame their parents.
Something is seriously wrong in New York, guys.
The parents should have told them nothing is free. One way or another, they'll get you.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. If you're running for governor, and you take the city of New York, all right, screw the rest of the state, what they vote for. You know what I mean? It's just like there's a saying in Tennessee. All right.
Go 3 up.
What's that?
Go 3 up.
The way Memphis goes dictates what the whole state goes by. If you can take Memphis because of their population, you can win the whole state. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane because the balance of population is totally off balance. What's New York, the metropolitan area is like what, 8 million people plus just in the cities? So who knows? Yeah. Common Core has dumbed up the population. You're absolutely correct.
You missed what I said, Mike.
What's that?
There was 3 running for office, and the only qualified applicant was the dog turd on the street corner.
Yeah. See, Lacey agrees with you. But guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Remember, Paul and I go live every Monday and Friday, 8:30. So please join us. It is currently 9:52 here in Oklahoma. So we're going to close it down for today. Come back and we're going to be talking about, again, I don't know. I'll put a thumbnail out. I don't know what we're going to talk about or where we're going to end up. But we want to hear from you guys. Don't be strangers. Share us out so everybody can come in. Love hearing other people's ideas. Did you know? Oh, yeah. The produce coming is Walmart buys. Yeah. But it doesn't last. Terry bought a bag of onions and 3 days
That's
later,
because they're human or
it was all rotted. And I heard that Walmart they're opening up stores in Mexico now. So,
as Wendy says, they're using human shit instead of cow shit.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
And that doesn't work unless you're on Mars.
Yeah. But guys, I want to thank you for coming in. Remember, tomorrow is Veterans Day. Thank a vet for us. And join us on Sergeant's Talk TV tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Jason, I don't know if Jason is still up in Michigan. I think they were just doing the wedding and coming back. So anyway, Jason will be here with me. So join us and look forward to the conversation on there. So guys, remember, be kind to one another, help somebody in need, and always thank a vet. Paul, I want to thank you for coming in. I thought I was going to be alone this week. You sent me the text, and I'm going, woo, wait a minute.
I sent you a message last night. I sent Terry a message to make sure you got it.
An hour and a half for 2 hours without Paul.
I said, I sent you a message. I sent Terry a message to make sure you got it.
Yeah.
And then at 12 o'clock, I get a phone call saying, you don't have to come in.
Yeah. But I'm glad you made it, Paul.
No problem, brother.
And guys, we will see you on Friday. Oh yeah, I might see you on Wednesday too, because we got empty Homestead hanging at the Homestead on Wednesdays. And down there at the bottom, don't forget, make your reservations for the Mid-America YouTube meetup, May 15th through the 17th, 2026 at Lake Texoma State Park. Make it now, guys, so you make sure you get a spot and you'll have it all paid off by the time the meetup comes. However you paid for it and stuff like that. Easier to go online, just pay with your credit card and then pay yourself back, so you don't have to do it at the last minute. Lake Texoma is one of the most popular lakes in the Mid-America area. And those campsites, I'm going to tell you something, 6 months out, that's when they're going to open it up. They're opening it up now so you can make reservations. So go on there and do it. And it's the Joe and Floyd campgrounds. That's what you need to make your reservations for. If you can't get in there, there's other parks and everything's within walking distance. But that's where we're going to be. So I hope I see you guys there at Mid-America. Hope I see you on Friday. Paul?
I should be a granddad by Friday.
There you go. All right, guys. Hey, we love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.